RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there is doing great. So I've kind of reconfigured my room a little bit here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I got a little speaker there. So that speaker, and then I got one right behind the camera. So now I've got monitor speakers in here. Of course, they're not on when I'm recording because otherwise it'd be like, whoa, 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 and it would sound horrible. But when I listen to music now that's not necessarily attached to my computer, which I can do also, it sounds really rad in here. So anyway, I've way too much power for these teeny speakers. It's a beautiful thing. Anywho, what if I stumble with my specific someone? That's what this one's about. Kind of a listener started concept here. Because some emails and comments going back and forth, and I just thought, yeah, it's kind of a good concept. Let's bring this up. Coming in with the Goo Goo Dolls, which I freaking love, probably one of my favorite bands. The song is called "Come to Me." Great tune. And I'll be going out with another one of my favorite bands, actually, frankly. So we'll be doing Matchbox 20 on the way out the door when we do this. Shouldn't be long. Again, I keep saying that, but they've actually been reasonably short lately. So one of the things that we need to first off start with, if we're feeling like we've stumbled with our manifestation with our specific someone, maybe it hasn't gotten that far along with, or maybe we've actually we're interacting here and there because we've made some progress on our manifestations, and maybe something has happened. These occurrences will occur from time to time, right? I want to say I just recently, it was more of a mental one for me. I recently stumbled a little. I want to say yesterday till probably early this morning, and then I'd said the same things a couple times to get myself out of the funk, but this time I really meant it, and it stuck, and I had a positive reinforcement that I'll kind of share as a way that I kind of use to get out of this. But again, some of us maybe a little earlier on in this are going to have these happen. This is very common. I mean, my point is, they happen. It's going to. That's very common. So first off, right off the bat, let's not beat ourselves up. But the important thing to realize is this is you pushed out. I know I'm borrowing that from Anya's. I really think she was the one that coined that as far as where I've heard it for the first time. But I love it. Absolutely love that concept. And that's really what it is. It's your thoughts, words, and deeds of right now pushed out. So what that means to me in a number of ways is it's out from where you are right now, but also time-wise, chronologically. What you do and think and say right at this very second is your tomorrow or maybe further out. So it is you pushed out. It's always you. No matter what's happening to us, it's you. So the key to remembering that is understanding, okay, cool, why am I doing this the other way? There we go. Why am I doing this to myself right now? Why? What am I trying to show myself? What am I trying to help myself develop and grow? Because I've got this outcome that I would like to experience, and yet I have this stumbling block in front of me. The stumbling block doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, doesn't mean anything bad in any way, shape, or form. In fact, quite the opposite. It's a big flashlight shining down a neat little spotlight, right? A helicopter's flying over. Police, listen, this is what's wrong with you. And you're shining a light on yourself going, holy crap, is this really me? So it's okay. It's awesome because now you know. When you know, you can do something about it. It's when it's unconscious that it sucks because it's not on your mind. So look at it from the standpoint of I am aware of something very profound that needs to be looked at, needs to be figured out, needs to be analyzed. Maybe there's something up with my thinking. Maybe there's something up with my doing, right? Maybe I've got some sort of perpetual negative thought process, only bad people have money, for a great example, or I'm not worthy of love. A lot of it's self-love issues. When we can't find love, it's because we don't love ourselves properly. What we give is what we receive. Everything is a mirror. And I think a lot of us forget that. We very much push it out, but he's not giving me enough attention. And it's not really that. It's us pushed out, reflecting back on ourselves. We're reflecting back on ourselves. That's why a lot of times the other person has no clue what the heck you're talking about because it's in our little realities. It's a beautiful thing. So again, I know I got off track a little, but it's conceptually speaking, when you have a stumble, it's because you have a wonderful gift to show yourself. Now, that being said, we're looking at things. We're like, all right, I'm fixing it. I'm getting this. I got this. Now, how do I get myself back out of this funk? No, that's a slightly different issue. Good thing. So in that case, there's all sorts of different things you can do. And I've said before recently, I think my last show, one of the 2 shows ago, whatever, whatever works for you. Find a few things. Get 2, 3, 4 things. Try a bunch of stuff. Try 15, 20 things. But what works, what you can get to work, go ahead and take advantage of that. Make that become your kind of one of your go-tos. I've got a few things that I do on a regular basis. A couple of them I know for sure, and then I've got a couple like deep-seated, like I'm going to spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes or more on this, like, and that'll be where I'm gonna do it the right way. Like I got a room out here with crystals and stuff on the table. It's just gorgeous, and the energy on that couch. It's an ugly couch, by the way. I would never want to show it on camera because it's red. That was one of the first things my specific someone said when she saw it. Is like, you can get that reupholstered. I'm like, I know. Anyway, there's anyways. So that all being said, meditation's a great example of something that you can do. If you've got a good way to meditate, you've got a good place where you can do it, good energy source out in the wild, whatever the case is. Generally speaking, when you go into that place, and it's even just focusing on your breath alone and nothing else, you will get yourself out of funk 9 times out of 10 because you're not thinking about the thing you're doing. Now, remember, what you think, what you see, what you do. Your focus is your reality. So if you can get your focus onto something that's a little less blah, then you're going to feel a lot better in general. That's just, it is how it is. We're guiding our rudder, we're guiding our thoughts. It's almost I'll say that later maybe. Another one you can do, affirmations, a great one. So look up online, type affirmations, and then you'll just see a list of things like different, money, people, relationships, love, blah. There's like a billion of them. So just type the second word, whatever the heck it is that you're feeling funk about. Pull up some affirmations. You say the same positive phrase 20 times in a row. I don't care if it takes you 4 hours to do it. Good Lord. Do it, and you'll be surprised at how much better you feel just saying it 20 times. I mean, it's powerful. Affirmations are an amazing thing. Saying I am in front of anything is super profound, and you do it enough times, and your conscious and your subconscious are all starting to link up and there's a whole set of things that starts to happen, and it's very powerful. There's a big thing going on. Another thing, maybe you're into YouTubes. Maybe Agnes and I, maybe you love some of my stuff. Man, go back to past shows. Got some good shows back there. I try to make people feel good, hopefully inspired and all that kind of stuff. If I'm not, I'm doing something wrong in my opinion, because there's no point in doing this, right? So I'm hoping through what I've grown and learned and discovered and practiced and been studying for years, hopefully that can help you on your process, wherever you're at in it. I mean, I wherever there's a point where, email me and tell me stuff. I don't know, I love it. But all that being said, let's keep working at it, keep doing it. It's an amazing thing. There is evidence along the way for sure that always shows you that you're, making progress. It's pretty groovy. Maybe you're into books. Neville Goddard, I don't know if you're in a funky mood. He's hard to read, frankly. But Esther Hicks is someone that I think generally the reading goes really well. Neil Donald Walsh, Dan Millman. There's a number of whatever authors you go to. Marianne Williamson, maybe. I'm trying to throw out Tolbert. Anyway, have your pick at it. Whatever your fancy is, maybe have a read. Maybe throw 10, 15 minutes down. Again, takes your mind off other stuff if you can. Sometimes it's hard with written word to stay focused on the actual story. And, I would say watching TV or anything like that to take your mind off it, not as good. Obviously taking drugs, alcohol, those kinds of things, not good behaviors. That's just numbing. That's not actually doing something about it. So again, when you can learn to focus your thoughts rather than numb your thoughts, that's a great thing, because that's ultimately what this is all about in life. Every time you're thinking or saying or doing, every time, always, 100% of the time, you're creating your tomorrow, yours, completely. It's 100% you. I know other people seem like they're playing in it, and they are. They are part of this. Their energies are reflecting back because that's what we're attracting, and that's what our filters are seeing. That's what they're kind of feeling that they should give to us in a lot of cases. And if our required, if the things we're asking of someone are so outside of their energy, they won't do it. It'll be someone else that does it for us. So we create these scenarios based off of our energy, our desires and wants, and then the actors that are running around outside of us, the ones that fulfill these roles are the ones that are perfect for these roles. So it'll always be someone. I hope that makes sense. I know that's confusing as hell. Maybe rewind it, listen again, but really, it's all about us. Everyone else is just fulfilling what we're asking for. That's the easy answer. It's not anyone else's fault. Really hard to get off that. And that it's a big moment when you do. When you finally realize, holy crap, I truly do create what I experience. Now you're in charge. Now you're in charge. It's great. It's a great moment. And really, of course, the concept of this is all us pushed out. Understanding mind chatter, all that noise, all those conversations. I don't know how thinking happens with you. I just know how it happens with me. But there's dialogues, there's thoughts, there's oh no, what if such and such is happening? And then I like entertain that. Like, I don't know, like how else, it's like a conversation in my head. Maybe it's visual, maybe with you, like you're seeing images that are, like, okay, that's not cool. Focus on another image, like some kind. For me, it's like steer the boat into a thing that I like. And so the thing I was sharing earlier is I was kind of in a funk, and I was kind of like, I wonder what's up. Things are, the evidence again is not necessarily there. And I kind of went back to that Sunday morning that I did the show on, the specific someone, that big moment, right? And I like literally when she showed up, they let me clock out early. Like I literally clocked out like 30 minutes early and sat down. And it was just her and I. In fact, I had customers hit me up the week after and say, dude, like, you were very focused in that conversation because we were trying to say hi to you and stuff, and you just did not even notice us. And I literally, for like 20 minutes, it was just her and I. There was nothing else in the universe. Like, nuclear bombs could have been falling around the building, and I'd be like, so, yeah, no, everything's going good, right? That's great. That's wonderful. Like, nothing else mattered. But I remembered the look in her eyes. I remembered how I felt. I remembered the energy. I remembered that moment. And I'm like, no, dude, everything's groovy. Like, there's things going on. It's happening right now. Like I keep saying, this is my mantra. It's happening right now. Whatever it takes to get you back into a positive mindset. And someone was asking, like, oh, how much damage can get done? There's no damage to be done. When you stumble and fall, what it is, the way I see it is a big giant wheel, right? Like a bike wheel, I guess, to make it easy, but it'd be cool if you could imagine it being kind of heavier because it's harder to stop and harder to start, right? But it's like spinning it, and it's spinning, and when you get jacked up, you kind of basically put the brakes on it. And that's okay. You can start spinning it again, like the Wheel of Fortune, for those of you that have seen it, right? The big giant wheel. You can spin the wheel again so you can get it moving. And when you get better and you keep going positive and you keep staying focused and you keep working on it and you're not getting all off onto negative thoughts, that wheel gets going faster and you start to manifest things quicker. We talked about this on the show with Anyas. So it manifests much quicker, but out of safety for us. When we get off the wagon, if you will, when we screw up, when we stumble, and you trip and fall, right? When you're running really fast and you stumble and fall, yeah, it hurts. But you can always eventually, after you heal, you can get back up and you can run again, unless you totally jacked yourself. And I'm sorry, that's horrible. But if you can, you just, eventually you'll run again. You will run again, like that day will come. So understand that we can break ourselves for moments, but it's not permanent. You can get your momentum back up and running again. There's so much energy. I always forget the term that Law of Attraction uses, but escrow, like you've got so much energy invested into that manifestation. Trust me, that's going to carry through. That's why the letting go concept works so well. Many of us have a hard time doing that, right? Because we start getting guilty. We're like, well, what if I don't? What if it doesn't happen now that I'm? And it's like, well, you're not really letting go if you're going through all that. But when you finally get to the point where you're like, I don't care, you realize how much we get in our own way. You will see things happen and it's truly like that. You're not still thinking about it. You're done with it. You don't care. You don't care. And that's not necessarily a place you want to try to get to, but you're probably at some point going to end up there. If this is more of a longer term lessons to learn, there's changes and developments that have to occur within yourself. Yeah, there's going to be times where you're going to be like, why isn't this happening? And again, there's things that work. It's usually self-reflective. What are you seeing that's bothering you? What are they doing that's bothering you? What are you frustrated about? Again, it's you pushed out. It's your energy. So if they're doing something, then you're like, well, okay, what is it about me that's desiring that or seeing that or whatever? And then you maybe can start to piece together, oh yeah, I guess my uncle was like that, or I don't know, whatever. Some weird thing that you got going on in your past that you got to look at. That's okay. That's okay. That's part of this. That's the joy of this. I truly mean that. When you find these things and face them and go, okay, bam, I love you. I'm okay. I'm better now. That's not who I am anymore. That's awesome. That's one more thing you've shed. one more piece of the onion that you've peeled off. And as you get rid of more and more of that crap, everything does get easier. All right, I can tell my short show has gotten on the longer side. So that all being said, I hopefully can get into you guys that this is okay. This is part of the process. Find a way to get your energy right, get your thoughts back in the right direction, and start churning the wheel again. You fell off the horse, you got to get back on. You trip and fall, you get back up. That's how you do it. Dust yourself off and keep going forward. You don't ruin what you're doing. Now, that totally rhymes. Now, how sweet is that? You don't ruin what you're doing. Bam! I just made up some stuff right there on the fly. That's like, that's disgusting, right? Where's my humble pie now? Hey. Anyway, we're going out with Matchbox 20. That's so not in my character. The song I'm going out with is Our Song, and it's a very, very groovy one nonetheless. I hope everyone enjoyed what I was talking about today, and again, always get yourself back up and running. It's good stuff. Shoot me emails if you'd like at danradiostyle@gmail.com, and thank you for joining me. Again, going out with Matchbox 20.
Has gone away. The feelings are so strong. This can be our song. This can be our song. Oh no.